Hey guys, Matt Fouch, Legacy 5 here. Just want to tell you about our brand new CD. It is March the 20 something, and tonight is the first night that we have our new CD entitled Great Day. And we're excited about the release of this new album. We hope that you'll pick it up.
Photo bomb.
It's what you call video bomb. We hope that you'll pick it up at the next concert whenever you come and see us, or you can get it right now at legacy5.com. So if you'll get your copy, and then you can order a second copy, and you can get two for $30, or you can get a third copy. You know, however many friends or family members you have that you would like to gift this brand new CD, Great Day, you can just keep Christmas gifts, great, any time of year. And I'm sure we'll work you some kind of wonderful deal. And we'll even send you a box and you can put them right into the box. So, hey, thanks for listening, and let's get the new CD. Great Day.
You're on the couch with Matthew Fouch. Yeah, you're in the Fouch Zone.
Hey guys, thank you for joining us today. This is On the Couch with Fouch. I have Pat Barker with me. Thank you for joining me today, sir.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Bill.
Bill who? Oh gosh, here we go. It has started already. I'm a little concerned as to what's going to happen for this episode. My name is Matt Fouch.
I knew that.
And so Bill, I don't really know who Bill is, but
Sorry.
Well,
I was given the wrong information.
Maybe we'll reference him a few times here during the episode. Who knows?
That was embarrassing.
We'll see what happens. But we are at Praise Fest here in Branson, Missouri, and we've been having a wonderful time. Mark Trammell Quartet has joined us this morning, actually. It's about 9:30, 10 o'clock right now.
Yeah.
And it's been a good morning. So thanks for being here.
Oh, my pleasure.
Look forward to hearing you guys sing today.
You're not going to be in there.
I'll be in
But
there.
thanks.
I've skipped before. I'm just being honest. But I will be in there today, just for you. All right. So let's get to the questions here.
Yes.
First off, before we get to any of the social media questions, I just want you to give everybody a rundown of how you got into singing, where you kind of started, and the groups you've been with. Just give everybody your history there.
No problem, Ralph. I grew up in church.
Classic.
Grew up in church. Daddy was a choir director, and I actually started playing piano. I didn't start out as a singer, so I took piano lessons for years, and eventually got into the singing. Didn't get into gospel music till my teenage years. Daddy loved it, but Mama, not a fan. So she raised me on more secular stuff. Daddy tried to push me into the quartet stuff. So we went to see the Masters 5 when I was 13 or 14 years old. And man, I was singing tenor then. Yeah, I was singing real high then. But I heard JD, and it just blew me away. I mean, it was amazing, the stuff he was doing. So then I just fell in love with bass singers. And Daddy gave me the Cathedrals a cappella project, the first one they did with Kirk. And he knew that I'd love that classical type sound, And boy, I was hooked. After that Cathedrals a cappella project, I bought everything they did. I went to see everybody I could go see, and just started to find my favorites, And so that's really how I got started. The Cathedrals, Masters 5, a lot of that old quartet music that Daddy raised me on. And I still loved all the other stuff, but that's kind of what I attached my vocal training to. I just tried to kind of train in that direction. And so here I am. I can't do anything else. Honestly, is the only reason I sing.
So now, is your mother a fan of gospel music now? No. Is she a fan of you?
No.
No.
We haven't spoken in years.
Well, sorry to hear that.
What's so funny? You're a jerk, Bob.
Bob, Bill, Ralph. Let's see how many. Hey, you know what? We're going to do an official count here. See how many names he can give for me during the whole episode.
Oh, I got
We're
some
at 3
names.
already, so we'll see where we go. So what groups have you sang with up until and leading up to the group you're with now?
The first group I sang with was out of high school. It was Heart's Desire. We sang for a couple years. And then when I got saved, I joined a group out of the church. They were a trio. I've ruined 2 really good trios. They were a trio, asked me to come sing with them, and we were just right out of the church and just sang around town, you know, and took the love offering and went to the IHOP. That was kind of, we did that for a couple of years. The first traveling group I sang with was the Diplomats. I left them.
I did not know you sang.
I did. That's been 14 years ago. Had a live band, and it was great. And traveled with them for a couple of years. I took some years off and started a family and was a worship leader at a church back home. Then I joined the Dixie Echoes 7 years ago. That was the first group I ever traveled full time.
Okay.
I was with them about 3 years, and then I've been with Mark for 4 years.
Cool.
Yeah.
What a nice history there.
You're welcome, America.
So, Ryan Biederman wants to know what career path you would be on if you were not singing.
Oh, Lord. I had 100 jobs before I started singing, so
Don't give me all of them.
I
Just give
won't.
me a couple.
I would probably be a toss-up between a yoga instructor and a hairstylist.
I could see you doing both of those.
I might do it at the same time.
That would be interesting. Very cool. So there you are, Ryan. Hope you enjoyed the answer there. Little insight into Pat
Love
here.
me some yoga.
And we'll definitely have some more insight coming up. So tell us about your family.
Been married 12 years. My wife's name is Keisha. She is smoking hot. I've got 3 kids. Andy is 8. Breland is 5, and Emma is 2. So that's the Barker clan.
So personality-wise, do they take after you or your wife?
Me. It's not good.
I was gonna say that'd be a crazy household.
It's not good.
So
That's why I'm on the road.
yeah, there you go.
I don't have to deal with it.
So the big news around the industry lately, or the people we sing with, has been about your weight loss. A lot of people,
Really?
I've heard people asking you at concerts.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I noticed you've lost weight.
I have.
And so
50 pounds.
50 pounds. So tell us what you've done to lose the weight and how you're keeping it off.
I started smoking. A lot of people say don't do that, but that doesn't even make sense. I mean, I lost like 30 pounds in a couple of weeks and shaved off 3 to 4 years of my life. So smoking, yoga, love yoga, and yogurt. I didn't know there was a difference. And somebody told me, try both. So I did, and that's really it.
I would not recommend that path to try to lose weight, but
I have never smoked a
you-
day in my life. I keyed. No, I did a thing called HCG. You do shots, low calories, Atkins. I did all that kind of stuff. And I lost 50 pounds between May and October, and I've just tried to keep it off a lot.
Well, you're looking great.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Man, you know what? You just, like I've said before, you just never know what to expect in an On the Couch with Fouch
No.
episode. For example, last time Pat joined us on an episode, he was uninvited. And that was actually Nick Trammell trying to pay him back for the interview I did with Nick a
He's
few
a
months ago.
horrible shot.
And Pat actually was uninvited onto the video, and he threw a water bottle at Nick's head, and I actually saved his life. So you can check that out in the On the Couch with Fouch with Nick Trammell. It's here on the YouTube channel. But back to the interview, Brother Pat. Got some questions for you about your musical career here.
Here we go.
Linda Carroll, thank you for submitting your question.
Linda.
She would like to know, if you were to put together your dream quartet, who would be in it, and the people can be living or past.
Or pass, okay. That's easy. George Johnson sings the bass. I've got Wes Hampton singing tenor. I've got, his name has left me, Smitty Gatlin singing lead. Smitty Gatlin of the Oak Ridge, the old Oak Ridge. And Matt Fouch on baritone.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
God knows he can't sing bass.
Speaking
I have
of
Glenn Allred on baritone.
Speaking
Glenn
of
Allred.
Glenn Allred, so there you go. There's your dream quartet. But speaking of, both of us are nominated in the top 10s for the Singing News Fan Awards for Bass Singer of the Year. So,
One of us will get in the top 5.
but thank you on behalf of both of us for your vote, and we appreciate
All
your
12
support.
of
So
them.
thank you.
God bless you.
Okay, next question. Randall Ham would like to know, how fun is it to sing your walk talks? You guys current? Is that your current single?
It is the current single.
So
I love that song. That's a blast. I was there when Rodney kind of sang through it on the cruise when him and Babby wrote it. And man, first time I heard it, I thought, that's it. That's a winner. And it took a couple of years before we could actually get to record it, but that's a blast to sing. It kind of takes you back to like Canny Cootie Woody and some of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we don't do anything like that. So it's different and it's catchy and people love it. I love that song. It's a winner.
So tell everybody about since we're talking about that, tell everybody about the new album. You know,
The new album's called Your Walk Talks. It's been out a month. It was nominated for Album of the Year. Go figure. And it features me a lot. That's a positive. And it does not feature Nick that much, which is also positive. He wrote 2 songs on it. Other than that, the picture looks great. I'm looking good in that picture.
Did you get your makeup done good that day?
Lord, yes, I do it myself. I'm also a Mary Kay consultant. A lot of people don't know that.
Are they the ones that do the pink car?
Yeah, I don't
Have you got a pink Cadillac?
No,
No. Okay.
not yet.
Hey, you keep trying. You're gonna make it one day.
Thank you, Bill.
You're welcome. That's a rerun of the first one, right?
Yeah, seriously.
Okay. So still just 3. Let's see here. Next question. Dan Plemons, thank you for the
Hey,
question.
Dan.
What was it like singing How Big Is God in front of Big John Hall?
Woo-wee, that was amazing. I had talked to John a couple of weeks before to do an article on him in the Singing News. And I asked him if he'd be at the concert, and he said he would come, and he did. He showed up. I couldn't believe it. And Mark called How Big Is God. We don't do it that much since Legacy 5 recorded it. But anyway, so we sang it that night with a new track. We didn't use an old Friends 4 track. We used a new one that we did ourselves. And it turned out beautifully.
Good.
That was fun.
Glad you enjoy singing that for us. It's a pleasure.
Hey, Rodney, we're right in the middle of a video.
Rodney Griffin, folks.
Hey, Rodney, good to see you. On the
Would
couch.
you like to? We're doing it on the couch with
I'm on the
Fouch.
couch,
Would you like
Rodney.
to?
Yeah, go in there.
He doesn't want to say hello.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to pause here for Rodney to pass
Yeah.
by. Thank you, Brandon.
Guys, we'll see you.
See you, Rodney. There's one right down the hall to the left.
Great.
But no, John Hall's amazing.
Yeah.
He is a beast. I mean, he's a machine.
Big old
75
voice.
years old. He can still beat
I haven't heard him
anybody
sing
out there.
recently.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
He's unbelievable. Cool. But that was amazing.
Lauren Allen has the next question,
Hey.
and she would like to know, how long have you been teaching at the Steve Hurst School of Music?
4 years.
And what do you teach there?
I do personal lessons, and then I'll do some class group lessons on, I try to teach you how to look and act and all that while you're performing, so you don't, look like a good one up there on stage.
Teaching people how to act?
Yes, and look.
Okay. I've not been to the school before.
Oh, you ought to go.
But,
You could use a lesson.
I definitely would skip that class. Well, I would probably come just for the laughs.
Well, sure, Tim.
So Andy Swope has the next question.
Love
Thank you
Andy.
for your question.
He's a winner.
He said, ask him what song he has sung that means the most to you personally.
He stopped loving her today.
That's a good one. Your heart?
Whew. Kidding?
You gonna tear up right here on the interview today?
I'm gonna need a minute.
So in reality, which is the song?
Hey.
Let me just say, this video is going to be twice as long as all the others because I have to ask the question twice to get an actual real answer out of them. And if you can't tell, there's a lot of sarcasm.
We're gonna
in this
get a
one.
lot of hits on this one.
So hope you can filter through all the sarcasm and get to the reality. the
I'm
real
gonna
answers.
go with I don't sing it on stage, but He Looked Beyond My Faults. Every time I sing that song, it's a winner. When I hear it, I mean, that's just one of those songs that gets me every time. And we don't sing it on stage. We've never recorded it. or
It's a
anything.
great song.
But I love He Looked Beyond My Faults and Saw My Need. That's a good one.
Yep. And just to go with something serious here, if by chance you're watching and you don't have a personal relationship with Christ, that song right there just speaks to the fact that no matter where you've been, no matter what you've done, no matter your faults, your need is still a Savior. And He is willing to give you, He's offering you the free gift of salvation if you'll just receive it. That's your need, and He'll look past your faults and give that to you. So, reach out to Him today, and He'll do something great for you and in your life. So thanks for bringing that up, because I've never mentioned that before. Usually the videos are always lighthearted and fun, but in reality, if there is someone watching that needs that message, that song is a great way to segue into that. So ask Him today. He can be your Savior.
If He can save Fred, He can save anyone.
All right, so actually now we're going to go to some fun questions.
Woo!
Steve Dover,
He's fun.
he wants to know, or actually he just mentioned something about a video of you jamming to the Kingsmen at a traffic light several years ago. He said that I actually reached out to him to get the video, and he said that was before cell phones and everything,
Yeah,
so that was not on video. But would
No.
you like to give us an example?
I know what he's talking about. I'm not going to jam here. It's not appropriate. I was on my way to a Kingsman concert and got pulled over for speeding from the Oxford Police Department. I was going 90 and a 35.
Oh, no, you weren't.
That is the truth. Because I was late. And this was when the Kingsmen were, live band. Anthony was still there, Jim, everybody. I mean, it was just rocking. And I got pulled over, and the guy said, "You in a hurry?" I said, "Yeah, actually, I'm going to a Kingsman concert." And he said, "Is it worth $120?" I said, "Hey, it's the Kingsman." And he let me off. He let me off with a warning.
55 miles over. That's
the truth.
That's amazing. What
Thank
kind
you,
of car
Steve.
were you driving going 90?
A Bonneville the size of this room. It was ginormous.
So you were
Like a
plowing
tank.
people.
Oh, it was a tank.
That's awesome. Benny Joe Russell.
Benny.
He wants you to share the story about Aunt Mary's quilt. And I have no idea where this is going. I don't know anything about this.
Benny and
I hope
Joe,
it's appropriate. Let me just preface.
Benny and Joe Russell are from Tuscaloosa, Roll Tide. And I stayed over at their house one night, and I was cold, and I took a quilt from the closet.
Oh boy.
And it ended up being Aunt Mary's quilt, who had passed away, and left that quilt for them to have, not for me to roll
As a
around.
family keepsake.
I ruined Aunt Mary's quilt. She'll never let me live that down. That was 20 years ago.
Wow, amazing. So you actually did just mention Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
And there were several comments or questions that we got on Facebook that were talking about
Roll Tide.
basic, I guess, college football probably, I guess you would say, is the biggest rivalry.
Yes, biggest
But-
rivalry.
So
in
give
college
us, your team is,
football. Alabama. Roll Tide.
and the team you dislike the most is?
Do I have to say it?
Well, you don't have to.
Auburn.
Okay. So why do you dislike Auburn so much?
Because they're the devil.
Well, there you go.
I was born, when you're from Alabama, you're born to hate two things, sin and Auburn. And it's kind of the same thing.
Okay. There you are.
But they will go to heaven. Now, don't get me wrong. They will go to heaven because they never reach the age of accountability.
I personally can't speak to that type of a hatred for another.
I can.
For another team or another college, but I do know it exists. So thank you to all you people that suggested we talk about that.
Roll Tide.
Hope that your team, they lost this year, but they didn't win the national championship. But maybe next year.
We've got 15.
You got a few more than most people.
Yeah.
All right. Aaron Swain, thank you for contributing a question. He wants to know, what's wrong with you?
Ron, I just love to be honest. I like to just have a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Lighthearted.
Yeah. And so I tell it like it is. I have a good time. I enjoy mine. So
We all can tell. Terry Snyder wants to know, did Bob Barker being your uncle disqualify you from The Price is Right?
Yes.
All right, next question. Tracy Crouch, former bass singer for
Yes, for the Dixie Echoes.
before you joined.
That's right.
He wants to know, and you actually mentioned earlier about singing for the Dixie Echoes for
Yeesh.
3 years.
3 years.
But Tracy would like to know, why did you burn down the Dixie Echoes bus your first weekend with them?
First day.
First day. There you go.
Before we even left, the bus burned down. That's the truth.
What a welcoming.
I'm telling you, the first night with Mark, we got snowed out. And the first day with the Dixie Echoes, the bus burned down.
Were you there?
I was.
And
I didn't like that bus.
can you just describe,
It burned from the inside.
okay,
So all the suits,
were you
everything.
in the bus?
No.
And everybody
It
had to
was
run off?
parked in the yard.
Okay.
And insurance was due, and we took care of that.
Okay. So Daniel Mount actually submitted a question. He said,
Thank you, Dan.
I'm not actually going to ask the question he submitted, but he was just talking about us singing in a bass quartet at NQC in 2013. So
Mm.
I'm not going to ask you a question. I just want you to describe your feelings that night on stage when you had to sing tenor. And go.
I was scared to death. I've never been more scared in my life.
And that's legitimate.
Legitimate.
You were.
That is too legit to quit. I was scared to death. I've never tried anything like that.
It was, in case you haven't seen it, it was myself, Pat, Eric Bennett, and Jeff Chapman all together. We're all bass singers, and we were. Gerald called us up on stage and put us into a quartet, so we all sang different parts. And
I got the tenor.
let me just say, my feelings from that was. Let me just say it like this: I was glad that everyone was focused on you singing tenor, because I really didn't know what I was doing, and I'm sure it's obvious in the video.
I didn't either.
But I'm glad that
I
people weren't
forgot to
focused on
come
me.
in. I forgot to come in. I mean,
Gerald
I didn't
saved
know
us.
what. Oh, Gerald is a genius. He saved everything, and it was funny, and everybody laughed, and the thing's got like 26,000
Really?
views
I hadn't seen it in a while, so
on YouTube.
hope you're enjoying
And Gerald's
that video.
son posted it on YouTube.
There you go.
Thank you, man. But
Something
yeah,
about
that
it.
was creepy.
It's time for the Fouch Zone. All right, here we go. You ready for the
I'm
questions?
so pumped.
I'm sure you've seen this before, so I'm just going to get right into it so you know what to expect. Sweet or unsweet tea?
Shake and bake.
Time. Bacon, crispy or chewy?
Time.
Scuba diver or astronaut?
6 of one, 8 of the other.
That has nothing to do with the question.
It does.
If you choke a Smurf, what color will it turn?
Pink.
What state is also the name of a country?
Confusion. State of confusion.
Okay, I see where you're going with that. What is an aglet?
It is someone who majors
Time.
in agriculture.
And what's the difference
That's
between a
midget.
nook and a cranny?
I go to my crannies for breakfast. I go to my nooks for dinner.
What? What does?
That's the truth.
How does that even make sense? Anyways,
Uncle
thanks for
Nook, I'm sorry.
thanks for joining us today. And you know what else is there to say? This is
Shake and bake.
Pat Barker. Nothing else. Thanks.
See ya.
You're on the couch.